Imagine you're in Australia, a country known for its immense variety of wildlife. Obviously, you decide to go to an aquarium to see aquatic animals. Suddenly, a large shark appears, and out of nowhere, the shark spits out a human arm. This really happened, and it's the story I'm going to tell you next. The fact that this shark had spit out a human arm could have many implications. Was it an accident and someone was eaten by this animal, or was it deliberate? I mean, maybe there was a murder. According to the aquarium employees, this shark, also known as the tiger shark, was one of those that had been attacking people in recent months on the beaches of Sydney. On April 25, 1935, the shark started acting strangely. At one point, the shark began to vomit. That's when the entire audience saw a human arm come out of the animal's mouth and start floating in the water. Knowing that sharks were attacking people on the beaches, maybe this arm belonged to someone who hadn't been identified yet. But when the Australian authorities analyzed this limb, they realized that this arm hadn't been torn off by a shark bite. Instead, it had certain cuts that seemed to have been made with a knife. But there was something on that arm that would help identify the victim. On the wrists, it had a rope tied around it. And besides, the arm had a tattoo. This tattoo was of two boxers in the middle of a fight. They were just wearing shorts and boxing gloves. That's how they published it in a newspaper called Truth. The image of the design. And in a few days, they already had a name. Someone had claimed that the tattoo belonged to his brother, who had disappeared a few weeks earlier. And we're talking about a man named James Smith. He was 45 years old. James's family said that the last time they saw him, he had mentioned that he was going on a fishing trip. That's why those closest to him thought that maybe the crime had happened during that event. Something that caught their attention was the statement from James's wife. She said that 3 days after the disappearance, she received a call. She mentioned that she didn't recognize the male voice on the other end of the phone. And this person told her the following: "Don't worry, Jimmy will come home in 3 days," and then he hung up. And even though there were suspicions about the owner of the aquarium and they were trying to identify the friend who might have gone on the trip with James, there was a legal problem. At that time in Australia, finding an arm did not determine that a crime had been committed, because a person could still be alive even if they lost a limb. So legally, James was not considered as someone who was no longer alive.